Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a Screenwriter's Rant on Bupkis, the new series starring Pete Davidson about himself. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 11 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Okay, it's a Peacock original, and Joe Pesci plays his grandfather, which is fine if it wasn't also chock full of celebrity cameos. So it's actually about Pete Davidson. So it's weird that Pete would have Joe Pesci play his granddad because Joe Pesci is not really his grandfather, so he's playing a part, but like it's about being a celebrity, and Joe Pesci's a pretty big celebrity. And then there are other famous people in it. And then, his family, I assume, I don't know if any of these actors or actresses are his actual family. Bobby Cannavale is in it. I don't think he's playing himself, but he might be, because Bobby's kind of famous too. If you haven't seen Bobby, I think he might play his crazy uncle or dad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So, and then this guy this is Mulvaney, I think his last name is. John Mulvaney, who I've seen, he was in the Kroll show. He did Too Much Tuna with Kroll, and so, but he's playing himself in this. I'm pretty sure, because he's talking about being in comedy, and they make some weird joke like you have to have nothing if you're in comedy. You have to have nothing. Don't you have a kid? Oh yeah. I mean, it's funny, but like it's kind of not funny in a sustainable way. If it's supposed to be really about him, I don't know. Look, something like this, there's got to be a lot of truth to it. And there's a scene where they're playing around with guns. I'm not sure who this is with him in the car. It looks like Ashton Kutcher. Can't quite tell. I guess that's Ashton. It looks like him. But again, is it really him? Or is he playing a part? If Pesci's playing a part, but Mulvaney's not, then it's like, well, I think that's a problem. It's especially for an introductory session. I think they're going too big right out the gate here. And I'm not opposed to a show about Pete Davidson. I think Pete does have some talent. I think he can be funny, and like a lot of people who went through Saturday Night Live, I suspect, just like Chris Rock and a few other people who went through the system, all that show did was, screw up your whole comedic deal and use you until you could finally get out of the damn contract and leverage the fame to do your own thing. So maybe Pete has some talent here and we can finally see it. I don't know if this is the right thing. I mean, I guess everybody's talking about the guy because he's always banging hot chicks, but are they going to be in this? I don't think so. So it's not that I even want to see that necessarily. I just would want to see something funny. I like the name. I like Joe Pesci. Maybe what they should have done is less is more in this case. And just start like a first episode with him and his grandfather. Kind of establish that before you start throwing in all the cameos. I know, Joan. I know. It is frustrating. Here, why don't you come over here? But, and then this also reminds me of that movie he was in. I forget what it's called, like The King of Long Island or something. Sort of reminds me of that, which I guess was kind of him. It's like it's a little too much of him already, but I could see it. I mean, write what you know, write the comedy that you know. He would know this, he would know his own life certainly, and so we could see some of that. But it's kind of hard to like sympathize with the guy. He's too rich, too famous. You know what I mean? Like he's banging every chick, halfway hot chick on the planet. Like, it's going to be really hard to relate to a character like that. And he is playing a character. He's not playing himself really. He's playing a version of himself. So I think this is kind of a bad move. I think it would have been better just to play, like a Seinfeld-esque type character. Maybe a character of himself before he was famous, like Seinfeld did, right? Like Seinfeld was really playing a version of himself before he got a big hit TV show. Somehow make it more relatable. The grandfather angle is more relatable, but the celebrity cameos are kind of throwing me. And again, I'm not super opposed to Pete Davidson. I've seen some of his Saturday Night Live stuff, and it's not bad. I guess he's off the show now. Now he's the big dog coming back to host it. I guess to promote this. I mean, maybe just do your 2 or 3 movies to get out of your contract, and then, I don't know, do some movies. Or maybe he doesn't want to do movies. I don't know. Maybe he's more of a stand-up guy like Dave Attell. Doesn't really want to do movies. Maybe I think he's got a stand-up special. That could be interesting if he's funny. I don't know. This I'm struggling. I kind of want to like it, but I kind of don't like it, and I'm kind of not sure what to make of it. Feels like the wrong delivery system form. Like, I don't know. They just made it about kind of a normal guy, or what are you sniffing my shirt for? A normal guy that he was before he got really famous. But then again, he's pretty young, so he'd have to be even younger for the show to work, and I don't know if they could make that work. So I guess it's just going to be kind of a sitcom starring him. Yeah, I would give it a chance. I'll say that. I would give it a chance. If I had the Peacock streaming service, whatever the hell it is, yeah, I'd watch at least the first episode, check it out. I mean, at least for Joe Pesci and Bobby, because I like them and they're good actors, and Pete's not bad, so I'd give it a chance. Maybe they could make this work. I think they're kind of handicapping themselves, though. I think it's going to get real old really fast. Oh, I'm so rich and famous, and it's annoying. Right? Oh, I gotta answer the calls of all these women who want to have sex with me. All these beautiful, famous women. Yeah, it's not a lot to hang your show on. Like, maybe as a movie it would have been fun, and I believe this is a thing. It says streaming May 4th. Oh, here we got a synopsis. Bupkis, a half-hour live-action comedy, is heightened, fictionalized version of Pete Davidson's real life. The series combines grounded storytelling with absurd elements from the unfiltered and completely original worldview, which Pete is well known. Okay. Again, I think it's going to be tough for people to relate to Pete Davidson. He's just having way too much success for the average person to go, oh yeah, man, I know it. When you've got too much money and got to do a comedy show for $1 million and then go bang some model. Oh, I've been there. Like, who's going to relate to that? Other than, I don't know, a handful of people. It's not that it's even like, you can make that funny, I guess. I mean, he's really handicapping himself for the relatability aspect of it, I think. So, I don't know, man. I would have brought it down. I think you needed to bring this down and still work in the funny parts of this. Maybe. I mean, if you're gonna do a TV show about being a celebrity, you're already handicapping yourself to some extent. And I know Hollywood loves itself, but we've seen so many of these shows, right? I just think it's a bad move. But again, I love comedy. I think Pete Davidson can be good. I love Joe Pesci. I like Bobby. John Mulvaney I've gone back and forth with, but he is funny at times. So I'd give it a shot. If you have Peacock, I mean, I won't get Peacock for this, but if I could see it, I'd probably check it out. And that's it for me, Tony D, and squirmy little Joan, who won't sit still. She wants to go OUT, so I'm going to have to take her. Thanks for tuning in. More videos later, and we'll see you in the next one.